Hello, party people. Hello, hello. I think we are live.
Hello.
I think I see movement. I see signs of life.
You see my movement?
I
I
see
have
your
movement for
movement.
you.
I see my movement.
Excellent.
Looking at, I want to just check the actual stream and see, I want to see some signs of life on the real stream. Come on,
Hmm.
baby. Oh, there we go. All right. Look at us go.
Just in case, I'm going to send you a couple extra questions in case we need them. You don't have to look at them right now or ever.
Loud and clear.
I think we,
Perfect.
I think we also had a couple extras from last time we didn't use.
At least one.
At least one.
At least one.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies, gentlemen, non-binary folks of universe known and unknown. That's our keyword, TOQ for short, where we take your Q's and we just wisp them away to become cute little A's. And my name is Adam. I don't know if I ever say my name on this show, but
A
if
for
I
Adam.
do, I don't remember. But if
D
you
for
don't know,
Dan.
that's my name, and I'm joined here with my friend and brother from a mother named Terry, and that is Danny Guarantee.
Yo, what's up? I'm Danny Guarantee, your brother from another Terry.
Terry, yeah,
Yeah.
Terry. Also, shout
Rhymes
out to
with A.
Terry for buying a shirt from the store.
Yeah, thanks. I didn't want to say anything in case it was supposed to be like a surprise to show me, but
Ah,
she hasn't said anything, so spoiler, I know. And thank you, Mom. That's awesome.
oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Maybe she wants to show up and wear like her new shirt for you or something. That'd be
Adam
so cool.
immediately showed me because we were
I
just
was
so
just
excited that somebody bought it. We didn't even
yeah.
know it was my mom at first.
Uh, keep seeing myself freeze on the stream, and then like there's like two of me. Do you also see that?
Hang on. Let me see.
I keep
I
freezing every
did
so often,
pause.
like the
Oh,
funniest little.
yeah, you're like, what is that? Why is there
You
a
see,
second
there's
you?
maybe that's because we don't have a question, and that's just sad me.
Hold on.
I do
Let's
see, I see
just,
them freezing, but
there
I'm
we
wondering
go.
if maybe we're
Let's get rid
taxing your
of that.
PC.
That wasn't there the whole time, was it?
I only just noticed it.
Am I that crazy? No, it was apparently, I'm watching the stream back. It was apparently there for a while.
It also says I see two Adams.
Okay, great. Well, you know what?
Lucky you.
The world can never have too many atoms. It's fine.
As long as it's me, and not other Adams, because I'm obligated to kill them.
Oh,
Um,
actually, I have bad news for you then. That
mhm.
was, in fact, other Adam.
That's other Adam from a different universe. That's the one I saw when I hurt myself.
But he's gone now. We got rid of him.
Yeah, he's gone now. He can't hurt us anymore.
The other Adam can't hurt you.
Yeah. So today, in lieu of a standard question, Danny wanted to update us on just what's going on with his job, and apparently he's about to make us all melancholic and sad and shit.
No, 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 no. Well, maybe.
Well, I hope not. It's Friday night, and I don't want to be depressed, Daniel. So, but you better throw some jokes in there while you're telling us the
Okay.
story.
I will do my best.
I'll inject some
So
humor
this
wherever I can.
this is a cautionary tale of making sure your mental health is, your top priority. It's very easy to set yourself aside and want to help other people, or try and be live up to other people's expectations, make sure that you don't let anybody down. But much like being in a plane as it careens towards the earth, you have to put your own gas mask or oxygen mask on before you help somebody else. You need to take care of yourself before you can really take care of others. Otherwise, you're not really going to be helping anybody. So, because of that, no matter what it is, no matter what your situation is, you need to always remember to put your mental health first, because if your mental health isn't good, you can't use it to help anybody else. I don't care if you're a life-saving doctor. If you're super stressed, burnt out, and falling asleep on the job, I don't want you operating on me. So
Although
get
we
the
do
care
care
you
that you're a
need.
doctor. Thank you for that work.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. When I
Um,
had Howies, I
you
like
can
remember that
do
you.
you could do the colonoscopy, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't care if you're drunk. Get in there.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Root around in there. We'll be together holding hands, me and Adam. So I started a new job.
Yeah.
We were all very excited. You may remember in last episode.
And now we're not excited.
And I am unemployed again.
No, you're not.
I am back on the market by my own
Yeah.
choice. By my own choice. So I want to preface this by saying that the people at the company I worked for were amazing. The company was amazing. Like this was nobody's fault. Okay, this is not
Is
me
this an
bashing on the
anxiety thing?
company. I'll get to it. You calm down over there, mister.
Well, I'm getting excited because I feel like I'm about to relate to this because I may have told a similar story when
Yes, it is
I
an
don't mean it.
anxiety thing.
Yeah, but I had also an instance where like you think you're going to be able to perform at something and then like your brain goes, this is all wrong for you.
So
So
it
sorry. Yeah,
was
I was
kind
just
of
like,
like
oh,
that. Yeah.
okay.
So anyway, the company, the people, everything was good. I am not bashing the company or the people at all. And this is 100%. It's not you, it's me. I want to preface this with that. So Monday comes around. First day I'm supposed to work, drive in, and I have to do an orientation. So while we're doing this orientation, I'm in a room with 3 to 5 other people working on computers. It's whatever, we're filling out forms, we're learning about the company. And they take us on a brief tour of the facility. And it's a laboratory building, so there's a lot of, labs, people running around in lab coats and everything. Most of the labs, I would say all but maybe 2 of them, and there's a lot of them, were like 10 people, fairly quiet, they're talking back and forth, but that's about it while they do their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one lab that was bigger, but we didn't get to see too much of it. We ducked in for a second, but that was about it. So we do the orientation, it comes and goes. I'm excited. I'm like, this seems really cool. And Tuesday comes around. First real day at the job. And they tell me, today you're going to be basically doing like your new hire educational, here's how we handle sexual abuse in the workplace. Here's how we,
Mm-hmm.
no bullying policy. And
Some like employee handbook shit.
yeah, like the very
Can I
easy.
interject real quick and ask?
Yeah.
Did you see where you would be as you took the tour of the facility? Like, was one of your offices or one of your, were you in
No,
that space?
when I went in on Tuesday, I did not know where I was going to be working.
Ah, okay, interesting.
So I'm like, okay, gonna be at a computer again all day. That's how I live my life. Whatever. Doing the courses, they're boring, but whatever. Turns out my desk is a shared computer in the middle of the big lab with about 100 people running around me at all times. And when I say running around me, I mean they're literally reaching over me to get to certain chemicals or certain like instruments to do their job. It was very, what would be the good term for it? It was very like assembly mill. Like everybody had their station and they would run around to get what they need for their station, go do their thing. And so I think a large part of what happened is due to the fact that I have always worked in an office setting, maybe with a lot of people, but it's quiet. People are just doing their office job. This was anything but. This was chaos. This was organized chaos to the extreme. And I was right in the middle of it, trying to do these like learnings. Coupled with, I think the pandemic has made me a bit more I don't even want to say conscious of germs, but more like germophobic. Like you always knew germs were there. You knew you could get sick, but nowadays I'm more skeeved out by sick people than I used to be. So, knowing that I was sitting at a computer in a lab coat, full leather gloves, because all of the equipment there is technically contaminated with biohazardous material or regular hazardous material.
Did you say regular hazardous
Yeah.
material?
Well, look, one of the things was all about how there's a difference.
That's so interesting. So
It,
you're just called
so
regular
regular
hazardous
hazardous is
material.
like chemicals, like
Sure.
if you're dealing with like arsenic or whatever.
Uh,
Whereas biohazardous is disease, a tainted sample or something like that.
right. I just find it very
But
funny that
yeah,
it's just called
it's
regular.
it's
Of
biohazardous
all
or
the
just
technical
regular
names we have
hazardous.
for shit, of all the technical terms and elements and everything else we have, it's oh, and that's the regular hazardous
That's
stuff.
just the regular
Sure.
hazardous stuff.
Fill it up with the regular hazardous stuff there, sir. All right, that's very
Um,
funny. Sorry, I
no,
didn't know
you're
that was
good.
a
That
technical
there's
term.
one of those jokes for you. You can have
It's
that.
just very
Take
funny.
that to the bank.
It's a very funny thing to hear. Sorry,
So
go on.
no, you're good. You're good.
Your
So it was very
biohazardous, regular
disconcerting
hazardous.
to me to be working within feet of blood tests that people were getting for like COVID, hepatitis, all these other, like, I had to take a whole course on TB and all these other really shitty, uh, viruses and diseases and stuff that you don't want. The lab I worked in was also technically underground. I had no cell service, no nothing. And again, not bashing the company or the people at all. But it was very chaotic. It was very loud, a lot of machines going off at all times. People were running around with these blood samples, urine samples, stool samples, everything. And I'm just sitting in the middle of it all, trying to do these learnings, trying not to get in everybody's way. And I worked 9 to 5:30. By 2 o'clock, I started feeling a panic attack coming on. I have had one or two before. It's never been that big a deal. Like, they're bad, but it's only been one or two. I've never had one happen in a public place like this. But I stuck it out. I held it in till I finished at 5:30. And on the way home I started to break down, and then when I got home, I finally let it out and I had a full-blown panic attack for probably about an hour. Had to take some medicine that my doctor had prescribed me to calm down. Basically knocked me out. And I sent them an email that night saying, like, I'm sorry. I know this is short notice, but I'm resigning immediately. I realize I'm not doing right by the company or my manager, but the environment here has revealed some mental issues that I did not foresee. So yeah, I sent the mail. I sent the email. He sent one back the next day saying, like, hey, thank you for letting me know early. We wish you all the best. I have a feeling I am not the first person to have done this, to realize that this environment is just not good for them.
Mm,
And I'm sure everybody, that most of the people that work there, and there are absolutely people that thrive in a super crazy, chaotic environment like that. It's just not me. I'm used to taking problems slowly. I'm used to, Dan, there's an issue with this Excel sheet. Can you try and figure it out? And I just sit in the quiet and think about it and tinker with it for a while. I am not used to 100 people running around having to report if, like, something spills on you, or wash your eyes out for a half hour or 15 minutes if something happens. And I was afraid to touch anything. And uh, I know somebody else who works there, and she was telling me that where she works is like in the same building, but on the other side, and it's a huge building. She said, "Oh yeah, my lab can get pretty busy, but I went to visit your lab, and it was a madhouse." Which again is not a bad thing. It's not, you know, it's organized chaos. Like there's a lot going on, but a lot's getting done. It's
Mm,
not like people are just running around with chickens like with their heads cut off or anything.
right.
Um, but yeah, it was a lesson I didn't know I needed about myself and what circumstances I can work under. You know, it would be one thing if I just didn't like the job. I've had jobs I don't like before and I would just stick with it, especially till I found something better. But unfortunately, this was something else. This was mentally unable to deal with the environment the job was
Mm,
asking me to be in.
sure.
And I don't think that that's something that's really going to get better with time. I might get more used to it, but I really don't think it was going to get a lot better. And I mean, this was just a while I keep looking job. This wasn't my next career step. So I waited, I didn't make this decision lightly, but I waited out and I decided that night, like, yeah, I'd be better off if I could devote more of my time looking for something more my speed rather than
I
needing
was
to take like
wondering.
a special Xanax every night.
I was wondering, was it earlier today or yesterday when you responded to a text pretty earlier in the day on Discord? I was like, how's he messaging me already so
Hmm.
fast? I'm sh- well, I'm honestly, I'm a little perturbed that you didn't tell me sooner. I've been very invested in your
I
job hunt.
I was going to tell you all about it, but I was like, you know what? I want to save it for TOQ.
I was very
I
curious.
didn't want to spoil it.
I had a couple of moments throughout the week where I was gonna like, because you were being very elusive
Hmm.
about the job as we were inquired, and I was like, I feel like he would have more news, and like we haven't gotten a whole lot, so it's like I'm wondering if things went south or if you just ended up not liking it, or if you're just considering. I didn't think you quit, but I was curious if you're just like contemplating like, oh, I don't want to talk about it 'cause I'm already like planning on leaving or something like
Yeah,
that.
and you can like when I went on lunch, I was finally able to get some messages on my phone. And if you were to look at my wife's phone, you would see like she asked me, "Oh, how's the job? How are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, well, it's cool. It's no remote job where it's nice and quiet, but it's not too bad." That was at the start of my half-hour lunch. And it was talking to Mbaluga for whatever reason that triggered this. I was okay in the morning. Not great, but I was okay. But talking to Mbaluga, I guess, just opened my vulnerability a little bit more.
Mm.
And by the end of my half-hour lunch, I sent her another message saying like, I have to go back in. I think I hate it here.
Oh man, wow.
So yeah, moral of the story is take care of yourself. There is no shame in, removing yourself from a position that you are not fit for. Not every
Yeah,
person is right for every job. Just like there are some people that can't sit and stare at an Excel sheet for 3 hours thinking of a solution for this thing. There are
that's
some
me.
people that cannot. Yeah, honestly, you were my first thought is like, I bet you Adam would be much better here than I am because there were just so many people around all talking to each other. You would have no problem like jumping into conversations. And I feel like all that excitement and energy around you would have energized you,
Yeah,
whereas it just
depends.
overwhelmed me.
Yeah, and if it makes you like, if I don't know if I've told you this story directly or not, like I'll try to give a brief version, but that has happened to me in my 20s when I had my first and as far as I know only bout with a panic attack, which was like I worked at a bank in my early 20s and it was really starting to make me feel awful working there. And so I had my State Farm agent offer me a job because I had such a good relationship with them that I saw they had a. I just emailed them one day out of the blue, and I said, "Hey, you guys don't happen to like just be like hiring, are you?" And then they got back and they said, "Actually, yes, we're trying to do like an apprentice thing. We're thinking like, you know, even if you don't have the credentials, like we'll train you to get your license to sell insurance." And so I was like, "Fucking great! When do I start?" And it was just right across the street from the bank I worked at, so it's pretty much the same commute.
Huh.
And so uh, I went over there, and immediately they gave me my like. It's a very small outfit. There's like 4 people in the office, myself included. Um, and the only 2 bigger offices, because the 2 gals worked out front and they were in cubes, but they gave me the biggest, bigger than the guy whose name was on the building. They gave me the biggest office in the room, in the building, and a phone, a desk, a computer. I'd never had anything like that before. Like I worked at the bank and had a computer, obviously, but never my own office. Big, nice oak desk, all the things. Um, and my job was to learn how to call people and get their insurance changed or upgrade or whatever it is that you do, learn all these laws and stuff. And the first couple days were like okay, but after about like 3 days I kept having like these weird moments where I would just like stare like into my computer and like lose track of time without knowing what I was doing. And then I started having moments where like I always kept having like open and close my hands a lot, and I was like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I just felt like my heart start to like pound really hard in my chest, and I just like rested my head on the edge of the desk and just stared at the floor. And then I couldn't like talk anymore. I could like just but a whisper. And so I tried to type a message to the gals out front on this little Teams. It felt weird because there was only 4 of us in the whole building. Like it was just like a couple of rooms all connected. It was not a huge place, but like they still used Teams to talk to each other about stuff when like you're in the other room. Like we could just talk, and that felt really weird and impersonal. And so ultimately, like I had to press the guy's name was Bo, and so I pressed Bo's like extension on my phone and pulled the phone close to the edge of the desk, and I said, "Oh, I think I'm having a panic attack right now." And the only reason I identified that's what it was because when I had gotten let go from the bank because of some stupid shenanigans, and there was another guy named Adam who I worked with who only stayed there because I worked there, and I convinced him in revenge for him to quit, and
Adam and
abandon the girl who got me fired at the bank by herself as penance. Yeah, it was a very dastardly thing that I hatched
My
in place, but I
goodness.
knew I'd be successful. But I had recognized it because when we realized things were kind of going south, I had him taken to the hospital, and I rode with him because he sat and stared off into space similarly. This is before I'd ever experienced it. The only reason I knew what was happening was because later through this whole process, I learned he was developing like a very almost comatosis like anxiety attack where like he didn't cry. He just got real clammy and cold and his heart was racing, but he was breathing very shallowly and he was just staring. And like he wasn't reacting to anything. He wouldn't feel pain if I tried to pinch him to wake up. And so we had the gurney come in, take him. They ran all these tests. They couldn't find anything. And so like I did my own little kind of Googling on the side and stuff. And then when he started to experience it a second time, I was like, I think you're having anxiety. And the reason we found out was because when we got in the car, I called a buddy of mine who lived near the hospital. He came and picked us up because I rode in the ambulance with him. His buddies unknowingly did not know he was in the hospital. Adam's friends had left a voicemail on his phone that said, "Hi, this is Dr. So-and-so from such and such hospital. Your blood test came back and it turns out you have HIV."
Oh my God.
They were just crank calling him, and it just fell all in like it was just a shitstorm of coincidence that like he immediately went into without a word. I didn't know this until after I had seen him do it because I looked in the back seat. He went and zoned out again, and like I grabbed him and he was clammy, and I was like, "Adam, what the fuck is going on with you?" And I picked up his phone and replayed the voicemail. I was like, Jesus Christ. So I called those guys back and I was like, "You better be lying." And they're like, and it was his buddy Jason. He goes, No, we were just fucking with him. Like, what's going on? I was like, we literally just got out of the hospital. He had blood work done and we're waiting for results on it. And they were like, oh my fucking God. And I was like, Adam, your friends are crank calling you. And immediately he snapped out of it. So that's when we determined like, oh, we think you just had multiple panic attacks. You didn't have anything else wrong with you. that's why the doctors were like, all your tests so far came back clean. We don't have anything that seems to be going
Jesus
on.
Christ.
Elevated heart rate, but we can't determine why. And so the only reason I was able to survive my incident was because I recognized what it was, because he didn't know what it was at the time, nor did I. So I think that was making him worse, because he was like, oh no,
Yeah,
I'm
because
dying.
now you don't know what's going on. Yeah.
I think I would have been in a similar state had I not known that already. Like literally this happened like 2 weeks prior. So I was feeling that, and I whispered to Bo on the phone. I was like, I think I'm having a panic attack right now. And so I came back to work the next day, and I said, I don't really know what's going on. But about right what you were saying, like right around lunch break time, I just started feeling it again, and I was just like something's wrong. I don't know what I was puzzled all the night before. I was like, why am I having this? Why am I feeling this? But then I relaxed, and I was playing games, and I was shooting a breeze, and I was having fun. I was doing the things with my roommates. Everything was great. Then I went back to work, and on the way to the car, or on the way to the business, I could feel my hands getting clammy and sweaty. And I was like, huh. And it took until about my lunch break where I could just pause and not think about what I was doing, where I was having that same element of my, this recurring heart palpitations and things. And I was like, so I called Bo right away, and I was like, Bo, I'm sorry, dude, but like, I think I have to go home. Like something's wrong. Something's happening again, like from yesterday, and I don't know what's going on with it. So they sent me home. And just like you, when I realized what was happening, I sent him an email and said, hey, dude, thanks for taking a chance on me. Thank you for believing I could do this. You guys didn't do anything wrong, but like, I think that it is this place that is causing it to me. And I think I'm realizing this is not the environment for me.
Yeah. And I'm like I said, there's no shade at that. Like that's not a knock on anybody. Not every environment works for everyone.
No, sitting in a quiet office alone, like not seeing any other people unless I went to their office, being in a place where people weren't really talking, even though they were in the same room. People seem to like this kind of quiet space. I really struggle being in a place
I would absolutely love that. That is my dream.
Right, which is why I wanted to share, because like it's the same incident but like different environment that like really sent me reeling to like. And I realized, and you might already be having this too, like recognizing certain environments and the germs and everything. I realized for me that like most of my life, I remember in 6th grade, I had a teacher named Mr. B who said, you want to work with your brain, it'll last you longer. Working with your body, you'll break your body. And I know there's all sorts of ways to approach that now. But as a kid, I believed I need to get a desk job. That's working with my brain. That's saving my body all this exertion and all this pain, and working in the mines or chopping down trees or whatever the fuck is mechanics do. Like I was taught, like he says, use your mind, Adam. Like you gotta find a job that'll let you use your mind and not your body. Total, you need a mix of both nowadays.
I was gonna say, like, working just your mind isn't any better for your body.
No, because your body decays. But like as a boy, that's what I thought. And I grew up into my 20s thinking the goal is to get a desk job. The goal is I know I'm moving up in the world when I'm making more money and I have my own office. So when they offered me this position, I was like, I got it. Like, this is what I was supposed to do, because I had no idea what I wanted to be when I grew up anymore. So like, I was like, well, this must mean I'm successful. Anytime you see someone successful, they have an office, they have a desk, they have clients, and I had all those things. And I think that was like the reckoning that I was struggling with, was like, how can it be that this thing that I got, that I'm told I'm supposed to have, that I knew I was supposed to have, is the thing that I don't fucking want? And I really had this internal battle that I didn't realize I was thinking, like, but I think that was this internal like dissonance that was happening, was like, Adam, you don't like the thing that you thought you're supposed to have. So what do you do? And it was because of that, Danny, that led me into dance.
Oh, really?
Because when I gave myself time to recover and like really kind of look at myself, I was like, if I don't know what the fuck I want to be when I grow up, then what does it matter what I apply to? It doesn't matter anymore. So one of the first one, I applied to well over 30 jobs that night before I went to bed. And on like most of the, at the time I was applying heavily on Craigslist, believe it or not. And so like, that was how one of the first Craigslist ads I saw that said no experience necessary, dance teacher at Arthur Murray. And so I was like, I don't know what the fuck Arthur Murray is. I thought it was like a hip hop studio. I didn't know it was ballroom dance when I applied. But it said no experience necessary. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what I want to be.
I have no experience.
Literally, I was like, hey, that's me. And so I wrote them a really funny email. I didn't take it very seriously. That was the one that called me back, was the one that I was really just lackadaisical and silly about. It said, "Tell us about yourself." And I said, "My name's Adam. I'm 25 years old. I love Batman, and I dance like the whitest person on the planet." And then I hit send, and they called me back. So like, sometimes you hit these walls of like, you know,
Hmm.
now I know what I don't want. I tried it. Like that can inform a lot moving forward.
Oh
So
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
yeah, but that's why I asked in the beginning of your story, because I was like, I feel like I know exactly what you're gonna say. But
Well,
like, yeah.
here's a curveball for you. I found out 2 days later that I absolutely made the right decision.
Oh, there's more.
There is a little bit more. Now, this has
Whoa.
again nothing to do with the company. This one is just me. But I'll tell you a little bit about myself, a little something about Danny that even Adam didn't know. When I was growing up, when I was a kid, I used to get these very painful blisters on my hands and feet, on the palms of my hands and feet. Never knew what caused them, but man, they could like come in clusters and just leave like a big swath of dead skin and just big
Nice.
holes in my hands and feet.
You're Jesus.
I'm Jesus. We figured it out. I later found out it was called dishidriot. Oh boy,
That's a Pokemon.
dishidrotic eczema or dishidrosis.
Mm.
So it's a type of eczema, and certain triggers can cause these itchy, dead skin blisters on your hands and feet. It can come from allergens, which is where I think I was getting it when I was younger. They have gone down a lot since I got older. But two of the things that cause them are
Stress.
moisture and stress. And you know what causes a lot of moisture? Wearing rubber gloves all day.
It must be
So,
awkward to do that. I was gonna ask about that. You had to use a computer while wearing rubber gloves?
yes, it was awful.
That sounds terrible.
And every time I went to get up to go to the bathroom or anything, I had to take the gloves off, throw them out, take my coat off, hang it up, go through a certain door, go to the bathroom, come back, lab coat on, glove up. But again, didn't even think about it at the time. They hadn't come, I haven't had like any symptoms of this in a long time. Sure enough, I noticed like yesterday that my hands had like a bunch of little blisters all over them. Probably from the stress, but also from all the sweat of wearing those gloves all day. And you know what you really, really don't want in a lab is open wounds on your hand.
Mm.
So I realized, you know, 2 days after I left that it was a really good call because that could have gone real bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
I
shout out to all my friends or all my homies with dishidrotic eczema. I'm sorry. I know it sucks.
yeah, Dishadrotic Bros
My
unite.
disexotic bros, only disandrotic.
Yeah. Um yeah, I remember like when I worked at this recovery house for a little while that was something that I got more nervous about. Was a lot of people would come in from the off the street or register to be there, and a lot of them had a lot of open wounds on their hands, but also would sneak in like needles and things into their
Mm-hmm.
bags and store them in lockers. And one time I got jabbed by someone's bag when I was supposed to clean out a locker. I had thick rubber
Oh,
gloves on, but I still felt like the jab, and I was like, fuck, I can't, like, I don't see a mark on my hand, but I felt like it hurt. And so I was really paranoid that like I got poked with a dirty needle, and that was something I hadn't really considered happening to me before. But thankfully, it poked through. It when I say poke through the bag, I felt it through the bag, but it didn't come out from the bag. So from the
okay.
bag fabric and the gloves fabric, I think like it didn't actually
It didn't
touch me,
actually
but it
pierce.
right,
Yeah.
but it still fucking hurt, and it scared the shit out of me because I was like, holy crap, like these rubber cleaning gloves might not have been enough if this was like just a bare needle. So like I think about shit like that too, where like if you're like I've been trying to I've been a little bit more into first aid lately, and I keep thinking one of the things they say is like if you can put gloves on, great, but you're not always going to be able to, so you have to
Mm-hmm.
be careful with these things. And so like I think about that a lot because like, sometimes just like, oh, if you cut your fingernails too deep, or like if you cut around your cuticle or something, like that's enough to get something in there, when
It
you're,
all it takes is a tiny paper cut, man. It doesn't
yeah.
take much.
It's like I cut my hands all the time. It's like fuck. So yeah, I think about those kind of things too. So yeah, it sounds like that'd be pretty stressful. But well, I'm glad you made it out alive. I'm glad that you at least tried it. I am curious because you had applied for other positions there.
Yeah,
Um, are they all like? Is the accounting department also where all the labs are, or is that like a whole separate?
that was a full remote job, and I'm very sad I didn't get that one.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't email the guy back and like, hey, if you have any more accounting positions open, please let me know.
I did, and they never they answered me and said we'll talk tomorrow, and then I never heard from them again.
Yeah, sorry about that, buddy.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Like I said, it was a life experience. I learned a lot about myself, what I mentally can and can't handle. I never thought in a million years that this would be me. I'm fine with high stress situations usually. It doesn't even bother me. I think the problem was I think it was a combination of the chaos around me, the underlying fear of like getting hit by something, splashed with something. Um, it was just, and it was a madhouse all the way from 9 a.m. to 5:30. They work in full three shift, 24 hours. This place never closes. So no matter what time you're working, it may get a little bit better, but I was right in the middle of the day, workday schedule, right when it's busiest, and it was just
yeah, that's a lot.
not
Like I
worth
said,
it.
I don't even know if I would thrive in that if they're as busy as you say they are. Because like I need a lot. I don't do well on like production jobs either. Like when I was heavy on the job market in my 20s, I used a lot of temp agencies or staffing agencies, and a lot of what they offered was production, and I did not do well at that either. So like having people around is one thing, but if it's like a constant grind, like I struggle to
Hmm.
do that as well. Um,
Yeah,
so
I think you would have been all right because it was a constant grind, but like there would be three or four people on one table working on like the same thing, just talking to
mm,
each other the whole time,
yeah, maybe.
just about whatever. Um,
Yeah, I find it very interesting that like your
yeah.
computer's like in the middle of the room. Like, what would you
Well,
have to do?
it was a shared computer. It was just one of the lab computers that they just threw me on. Like, I didn't have
Ah,
my own spot. They were just like, why don't you just sit at this computer?
oh,
And
so that probably wasn't your permanent workspace. That was just where they were sitting you to do
no,
your
I don't
training.
have a workspace. That was so the way my job was going to work. I get a locker to put my like lunchbox and everything, and I was going to do inventory control. So when labs needed equipment, they would fill out a sheet. I would get that sheet on one of the lab computers. I would fill it out. I would
Mhm.
submit it, and then when the equipment got delivered to the lab, it would be my job to unpack it all, scan it to say we got it, and put it on the racks where it needs to go. But that only, my supervisor was telling me, like, there's one big batch that comes like every day that you'll have to do. The rest of them work on 3 day increments. So you'll only, as long as there's not like a big influx out of nowhere, you'll be stocking these maybe every other day or something. And the rest of the time, the other 7 hours, you're going to be in the lab helping the lab, doing the lab work.
Do you think that would have been less stressful than like the training part? Like because you'd actually have been up moving around as opposed to
I do.
being in the
I
center of the
did think
chaos?
about that. And I do think that like I think if the job had more of that, I would have been more okay. And I do think that part of what gave me the panic attack was the fact that what I had to do that day required me to concentrate all day, and I couldn't with all the crap going on around me.
Yeah, I definitely would have been like, hey, I need a quieter spot.
But I also I knew it wasn't a good idea when I was having my panic attack in Beluga, and I told her I've hated going to work, but I've never been scared to go to work, and I am scared to go in tomorrow.
Hmm.
And when I heard myself say that, that was kind of the moment I was like, this is just not for me. Even if it does get a little bit better and it's not quite so bad that I have a panic attack again, maybe, I'm not gonna like it. It's not gonna be like from 0 to 100, you know?
Sure.
It's gonna be like, oh, thank God I get to stock the shelves for a little bit and be alone for 2 seconds. Thank God. But yeah, like I said, I've hated going to work before, and I've still done it, no problem. Like it sucks, but you do what you got to do. I have
Yeah,
never
that
been afraid to go back to an office
yeah, that
before, and
fear factor seems to be a pretty heavy
yeah,
part of it.
I
Yeah.
I was afraid to go back. And
Yeah.
again, I really want to drill this home. People, great. The company, it's great. What they're doing is great, and I'm sure that there are people that thrive in that environment and would love to go there. It's just not me. It's not for me, and not every job is for everyone. And I know I'm saying, like, you got to take care of yourself. You got to do what you got to do. So I want to also say that there is a limit to that, right? You can't just quit a job because you don't like it with nothing up, with no backup or anything. You can't just be like, well, there's a lot of work I got to do. And it's like, it's stressful, and it makes me, I just don't like the job. That's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
If your job mentally destroys you, to the point where you're having anxiety, panic attacks, or depression, like actual tangible depression, and, terrible things like that, then yeah, you got to take care of yourself. You got to bite that bullet, maybe. It's kind of a case by case, but don't use it as an excuse to just leave any old job that you don't like. But yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm back on the market. I actually got a call from a recruiter the next day,
Interesting.
on Wednesday, saying, like, hey, I was just looking at your resume, and I found a job that's almost exactly like what you just left. Like, not the lab, the one, my
Yeah.
actual job before
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Except they want to pay you more. I was like, well, shucks, all right. So hopefully that'll bite. I'll hear something back from that. Been doing a bunch of voice acting stuff. Uh, happy human only voices today
Hmm.
on Instagram. You could check me out at Danny Guarantee there. I read smut books. But yeah, that's my story.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Look, less than an hour, but long enough for an episode. It's been 46 minutes.
Hey, you know what? I, I got no issue with just a Adam and Danny chatted up episode. Um, you know, uh, if it helps, I found another question that's real quick. If you want to answer real quickie,
Sure, why not?
this
Especially if
one,
it's silly. End us on a high note.
this one just says from Pie Temporary 9628. Why do people like milk? Genuinely, why? I don't understand. Danny, why do people like milk? It does
I,
the
d-
body good. That was the commercials back
I
in the
don't
day.
know. I don't know.
Do you remember those?
I do.
Do you
Help,
remember like the
milk
evolution of
builds strong bones.
yeah, milk builds strong bones and teeth, and then there's milk does the body good. I always love those commercials. Remember like how they had the whole campaign where everybody had the milk mustaches? That was
Mm-hmm.
like the advertisement for the longest time. And then Got Milk was
Got
like one of
milk.
them. I don't remember if that was before or after Milk Does the Body Good.
I
It
feel
felt
like that
weird
was
that they were
before.
advertising, huh?
I feel like that was before.
Like,
Because Got
do you
Milk
ever
is
just?
old.
But
Old,
like, do you
old.
ever think about that? Like, it was never a company. It was never like buy Turner's milk, buy this company's milk. It's just drink milk.
Yeah.
Like it
Lobbying
was,
from Big Milk.
yeah. Like that was the only advertisement that I can think of that didn't have a brand attached to it. It was just drink milk.
Yo, chat's
And there's
right.
a whole
Chocolate milk.
campaign.
Chocolate milk's the goat. We're good with chocolate milk. Regular
I
milk,
like,
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I used to drink a cup of milk here and there. and I would only get very gassy afterwards. Never stomach issue bad, but
Yeah.
like,
It
yeah,
does. It
I would
with
use
me
to.
too.
So I think I was like a little lactose intolerant, not real bad, but like there
I think
definitely was a
everybody
touch of
is.
it. Well, it's almost like it's from a different animal,
Yeah,
not made for humans.
like I always tell myself like, oh, this time chocolate milk will be different, and the taste is always great, but my body always hates me after.
Yes,
Like,
worth by the
and
way.
like, yeah, and like you know how they say drink chocolate milk after you work out, like. There's not a whole really difference between chocolate milk and regular milk if you must drink milk. It's just that chocolate milk is easier to put down. That's why people drink it because it's like less alarming to drink
Mm,
than plain white milk. But I will say, I mean, I still fuck with like oat milks, almond milks, chocolate,
yeah,
almond milk,
we're an oat milk family.
chocolate almond
I
milk too,
wouldn't.
especially. Ooh, it's some good shit.
Well, that's just Nutella, isn't?
Essentially, yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. I
I
love it. I'll
don't.
fuck up a whole carton myself.
I wouldn't drink a straight oat milk, but when I have a
Oh,
cup
I
of
would.
coffee, I love oat milk in it.
Oat milk in
Much
cereal.
better than normal milk.
Oat milk plus Rice Krispie treat or Rice
Oh, that
Krispies.
sounds
Ooh,
good.
ooh, it's good. It's made me love Rice Krispies again. I don't know why, but that combination is really, really good.
Oat milk and hot chocolate is really, really good.
I've done that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty
that's a
solid.
really good one too.
Hitch is a big chalky milk fan, as you've seen in the chat. They love it.
Chalky
Um,
milk is the goat. It's
there's some
the way to go.
there's some chalky milks that they absolutely hate though. Um, but that's
Well,
like
you
a
don't
true
mean like was it quick quick mix or quick what the hell's it called?
Nesquik.
Nesquik, because
I
that's just
love it.
water. That's just
I love it.
chocolate water.
Hell yeah, it is.
Oh
Hell yeah, it is.
no.
But no, you also put it in milk. You put the chocolate stuff into milk, and
Oh,
then you make
I
your
meant like the cans. Right?
there's
No,
cans
so
of
it's not
Nesquik.
Nesquik I'm thinking of.
Are
It's
you talking about
there's like
YooHoo?
cans of yes, Yoo-hoo. That's it.
YooHoo came in a glass jar, but I forgot they have cans and
They
pouches
had
now.
cans, yeah. And
Right.
now it's just chocolate water. Let's be
That
real.
is for sure.
Yeah.
They can't even call it milk on the. They were the first to never call it milk. Like it literally says chocolate milk product or chocolate drink
Chocolate
on
drink,
the
I think it
label.
was.
Yeah, Hitch has strong opinions on certain brands of chocolate milk. Um, so we've learned that there's a few brands that just like are dog shit chocolate milk. But that's my little treat if I know that Hitch is having a bad day or having an extra good day, and I'm at a store and I know they have the stuff they like. I'll grab them a little jug of chocolate milk. They'll take like a week to drink it. Like there's like little mini jugs. I don't even know what those things are, like pints or whatever the fuck they are.
Mm-hmm.
It takes my roommate like a whole goddamn month to drink one of those. It's fucking. I don't like. How do you nurse that much chocolate milk? Man, that thing's gone in a fucking 20-minute span if I have it. Um, but why do people like milk, Danny? Why do you
I
like
have no
milk?
idea. Because it was drilled into us from a young age to drink it for strong bones.
It's true. It really was. Yeah.
Why were there so many milk commercials?
You doing a quick Google? There
Can
were a lot.
somebody explain like why
Was
milk
there
in
another
this
Reddit
advertisement?
thread about it?
A brief history of milk ads reveals Big Dairy has always struggled.
Big Dairy.
Big Dairy. Now, this is from sentientmedia.org.
We love sentient media around here. It's called
Have
AI.
you? Okay. I'm sorry. The very first sentence of this article is, have you ever looked at a tree and thought, can I drink this?
Sometimes.
So begins the dairy industry's most recent advertising campaign, Wood Milk, which aims to satirize the popularity of plant-based milk alternatives and reinstate dairy milk as the truly hip and healthy beverage option for American consumers.
Huh.
Oh my God.
Man, I remember the commercial I remember the most was the guy. He has like his big tapestry on his wall of like some old war, like I don't know, like 1700s America, and he's listening to this radio station, and he's eating like a peanut butter sandwich. And the radio station says, "Oh, the next caller to call in to say who shot Alexander Hamilton and blah blah blah." And he looks up and he sees it says Aaron Burr underneath it, and he happens to have that same tapestry on his wall that shows Aaron Burr shooting him in a duel.
Oh God.
And so he grabs his phone and like dials in. He goes, "All right, caller, you made it. What's the answer?" And he's like trying to talk, but his mouth is full of peanut butter. And so he was like,
I remember that. I remember.
Yeah. And he very mouthy. He's like, and so he runs to the fridge and grabs the milk jug, and it's empty. And then it goes, "Got milk."
Yep. I do remember that one.
And again, I don't understand it because like there's no brand that says like go buy it. So like I don't know who's lobbying this shit, but like so there's a mystery there. Like why was this such a big push
by the early 1990s? Americans were still only drinking about 0.78 cups of milk a day. Desperate to boost sales, the California Milk Processing Board, or CMPB, enlisted the help of San Francisco-based advertising firm Goodbye, Silverstein and Partners, and the legendary Got Milk campaign was born.
Incredible.
It really was big milk.
But it was just some board in California. It wasn't even like, hey, buy this brand. It was just drink milk.
Well, because it was the Milk Processing Board. They didn't care which brand you drank. They just cared that you drank it so that they could process more of it.
Wow.
Oh like, my God.
You couldn't, literally every commercial after every TV show or in the middle of every break was just Got Milk. Like they had so many. Like I remember magazines at like doctor's offices of like famous celebrities with the milk mustache, like on the cover of a magazine or something. Like it was everywhere. Like it absolutely mind-boggling as a kid to just, and like, but it was normal because you saw it everywhere. But I never. Here. It wasn't until adulthood that I was like,
look at the stream because you're talking about it right now.
A brand, huh?
But look at the stream because you're literally talking about it right now. But here is some of the celebrities from one of the covers.
Yeah.
In the article.
I only see half of the head right now.
I know. I'm working on it.
Hitch says a lot of times it's state agriculture agencies.
I could see that.
Yeah, like, but that's it. It's literally just like famous celebrities with the milk mustache.
And I mean, let's be real. It looks like they just either photoshopped that on, or they put something in the milk to make it like stick to their.
I wonder if they really said, "Hey, Beyonce," because that's who we're looking at for the listeners at home.
If you say so.
I don't know who that is next to her. I don't know who that person is. But like, if they just said, "Hey, Beyonce, I know we just did your hair, makeup, and your lipstick. Hey, could you put your mouth in this cup of milk for a couple seconds?" You know, like let it get all drippy.
The rise of Got Milk.
I mean, now that I'm looking at that, knowing how pervy the internet is, like I don't know how that stayed as long as it did. Like I don't know if that.
How did nobody be like, "Oh, it looks like cum on her face"?
Like I don't know how. Like that would never work. That would never work now.
No.
But that's literally, it was everywhere.
Around plant-based alternatives.
Absolutely wild to me. So yeah, there you go, listeners and watchers. You know, big milk was added all along.
Big lactose.
Milk. Yeah. The lactose intolerance was ruling the 90s. It was everywhere.
Milk for health, good teeth, vitality, endurance, and strong bones.
It's so crazy to me that there was no brand attached to it. I don't know if I've ever seen anything since that was just, hey, do a thing. And
this is very like Fallout looking.
Yeah, the one we're looking at now looks like an old school, like what, 50s, 40s? Like,
yeah.
You know, like graphics.
Oh, here's another one. Laundry Closet.
What was the guy's name? Explodey Man? Nuclear Man? What's the guy?
The Fallout Boy? Fallout Boy.
That...
It's just Fallout. No. The little guy going like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Fallout Boy.
That's not what he's called, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that Aubrey Plaza with a milk mustache?
It is.
That's crazy. What the fuck? They're still doing that?
This is the new one where they're trying to
Another
make fun
new
of wood
product for
milk.
incredible. Wow, wow, wow,
Oh,
wow, wow,
who
wow, wow.
who are we talking to? But somebody, we were talking to somebody and they just like cut off mid conversation and looked at Mbaluka and were like, I don't know if you know who it is, but you look like a lot like Audrey Plaza. And then he looks at me, he's like, doesn't she? I was like, yeah, and I'm fine with that. I love that.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, it's just wood milk.
Wood milk.
The ad, which premiered only a week after 18,000 cows were killed in a massive explosion at a Texas dairy farm, received immediate backlash from critics, calling both the campaign and Plaza herself desperate, tone deaf, and out of touch. Wood milk has since turned off comments on the original YouTube video, which has nearly 6 million views. What? Wood milk? I'm going to have to look at it as wood milk.
I've never heard of this.
Neither have I. Didn't they did a good job of when was this
Funded
written?
by the Washington, D.C. based advertising agency Milk Pep. The campaign is partially a response to the FDA's draft guidelines giving plant-based alternatives permission to call themselves milk, so long as their nutritional differences are clearly marked on the label.
Oh, I do remember there was some discourse a few years back about how like an almond, like they have to call them like milk product or something. They can't call themselves milk. There was like something about that, which like get the fuck over it.
Have you ever looked at a tree and thought, can I drink this?
I don't know. This sounds like a very sassy article. When was it written?
2023. Tuesday, 2023.
You say
Tuesday, hold on.
2023?
Hold on. Yeah, you can't say it. But it was Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023.
So just a couple years ago, relatively recent, all things considered.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Big Dairy.
Big Dairy, there you go.
It's just booing.
Tuesday.
I don't know why they're booing. Boo.
Because Big Dairy is disgusting, lobbying for the milk mustache. I mean, look at that. That is not a milk mustache. They put like crazy glue on this person's lip.
Put crazy glue on their lip?
Look at them. That's not what milk looks like when it sticks to your lip.
No, you're right. It doesn't.
It looks like somebody just took crazy glue and went.
It's probably more of a cream. I bet you they make it.
Yeah,
like
it's probably just like whipped cream or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably more of that. So it.
Have you?
You,
speaking of, have you ever seen like how they take commercial pictures of food for like McDonald's and stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean it's not real food most of the time.
No, it's not at all. It's like, or it's like a burger, but they hammered it in place. Mm-hmm. Or like the cheese is just like actual, just like colored paper or something like that.
You know what crazy. I never got in those commercials was why does everything always have to fall?
Like, I never understood that either. I think that's like started by Coke when they used to pour it and you would see like the condensation run down the glass. Yeah, you
see like the
now everything has to be like disgusting.
And I'm like, why are you dropping it? Like, just leave it the way it is.
Or like, why does everything have to be dripping?
Right. Like, leave it alone. Like, no one's doing that. Or like, I used to get in trouble because as a kid, you ever watch those like face wash commercials and the pretty girls in the videos would just, just throw it in their face so they could have the big water effect or whatever. And I was like, that's not how you.
I knew exactly where that was going.
You do it once or twice. My parents like, dude, what the fuck?
What are you doing in
here? Fucking idiot. Like, good times.
Oh my god.
Well,
now I see things like some of them. I forget what it was a commercial for, but they were pouring chocolate syrup on something, and they're missing the food. Like they're going too far as they go across.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if somebody served this to me and then did the chocolate and like missed most of the time, I would be asking for like another one or something, or I'd be like what is wrong with you? Please. Yeah, like what are you doing? This doesn't make me want one. This makes me want to like punch who's ever pouring this chocolate and wasting it.
Yeah, like just the amount of weird advertising that it's just like it's just so, I don't know. I think I like those drug commercials where the ad is very rarely about the drug, and it's mostly just like, hi, I'm a soccer player and I can soccer because of this drug. And it's just like, it shows them doing all of these things, and I'm like, these actors are told to just look like you enjoy each other as a family, while we put like some guy talking really fast in the background about
There
how the
there
drug
was
will give you every other disease.
there was one commercial that Beluga and I were seeing way too often on Hulu. It was some kind of little kid like food nutritional thing, and they would have the kids reading off the ingredients, and I mean like kids that could barely talk. So they're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey, Lexi, and asparagus," and I'm like, I can
Mm-hmm.
barely understand what you're saying, but they're all saying this, and there's just this creepy ass woman hanging out at the park, like, "Do you know how asparagus?" I did know that. Very good. And at first you're like, okay, that's her kids maybe. But then clearly different kids start saying the next lines, and she's just sitting with the mom like, wow, that's really good to know. I'm like, does the mom even know who you are? Because she just like walks up to the mom and is like, you're really smart. Like, oh my god, it's such a weird commercial. And I still don't know what the last ingredient is because I cannot understand the kid at
It's
all.
hatred. It's pure hatred.
I know this commercial and I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, Hitch. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm glad at least you know what Danny's talking
Oh,
about.
dude, it's so bad.
Yeah, I
It,
have ad blocker on, and it still works on Hulu. So when I
yeah,
watch it on my
Hulu is
computer, I've
awful
got to
for
worry
that
about it.
stuff.
I would just like to say, as my old man opinion, that if I'm gonna pay a subscription to a streaming service, I shouldn't have commercials.
Hey, commercial agencies, I got a really cool money idea for you. All right, here's the next thing you can lobby. Lobby that they can only have at max 30-second commercials. I don't need to know the lady's life story about how she found out she had acid reflux before telling me about the pill. Just be like, do you have acid reflux? Take this to get rid of it. Do you need a new house? Use this website to find your house. That's all I
Yeah,
need. Let me know the product exists. You really think I give a fuck about the lady that's like, this is Jim. Jim just bought a new house, and this is Jane. Jane just bought a new house. One has health ABC insurance, the other one doesn't.
yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Just tell me.
Like I get really annoyed
So
with
campaign
like,
for that, and you guys can fit more commercials. They're only 30 seconds long, so people don't get like so burned out on the stupid bullshit and the fucking the worst commercial ever. It always gets stuck in my head was the stupid fucking Cars for Kids commercial. That
uh,
song will never leave my head. I'm
you know what
sorry.
song,
I'm
you
getting
know what song,
passionate about
you know what
this.
song doesn't leave my head?
If you say Baby Shark, I'm gonna slap you through the computer.
No, I was gonna say the song that doesn't end from Lamb Chop.
Well, that's fair. That song never. I mean, it's not stuck in your head. You're still just singing it. You're
It's
just not
never
done
left.
yet. Yeah, you haven't
I
got done yet.
Once I heard it when I was a boy, I still hear it now. It still hasn't ended. But I've learned, must be a Mandela thing. It's not the song that never ends, it's the song that doesn't end. And it's
Oh, really?
blown my mind. Yeah, it's the song that doesn't end, not the song that never ends.
Oh, that's not
Which
how I learned it. I always
I
learned it
know
as
it's
never ends.
upsetting me that I have learned it wrong all these years.
What's
But
that? The Mandela effect?
yeah, it's this. I looked it up, and it's a song that doesn't end, not the song that never ends. And it's really upsetting that I, yeah,
Hitch says I've seen the commercial with the little kids on Tubi. A woman practically pops out of a trash can to talk about vegetables to kids who can't talk.
yeah, that's weird. If that were a man, it'd be a different thing.
I
But
I
a
need
woman
to
doing
I
it.
need to send this to you. You need to see this.
Jeez Louise, don't poison my brain.
Oh yes.
Ugh. But
Uh
anyway, hey folks, let's round out this episode. Um, we hope that you all enjoyed listening to Danny's adventure and my adventure and understand better about how to listen to your body and your mental health when you're going on a new journey and recognizing when it's just like a little anxiety about change, and when it's just you recognizing that this is just not for you. I still believe firmly life happens outside of your comfort zone, but like sometimes the comfort zone,
You can go. There is a such thing as
you
too
can go
far.
too far. You
Yeah.
can absolutely go too far outside of your comfort zone and recognize that just you're not equipped for certain spaces. Um, and it's okay to just be like, hey, you know what? I'm not equipped for this. So I'm not gonna do it. But at least give it a try, just like Danny and I did.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, hey, also, we got some new merchandise on the store. We got our Days of the Week store on the store. We got our bucket shirt for on the store. I had a lot of people ask me to put that shirt up, but no one's purchased it yet. So if you don't
Ain't that
like
how it
bucket,
be?
I'm gonna take it down. People liked kitty poop, and I worked very little on that song. And now I worked really hard to get bucket up, and no one's buying it. So I'm gonna get rid of it if no one's gonna
I'll
appreciate
take a bucket shirt.
it. And but also some of you have who are listeners, and I appreciate you very much for doing that. We've sold 5 Days of the Week shirts, and one. What color is this shirt? Which is pretty exciting.
I love that.
Thank,
I love that that's the case.
thank you to our listener Dixon, because you are the one who purchased 5 shirts from us. Those are going to be shipped. Well, by the time you listen to this, they should have been shipped already. But as of this recording, they're supposed to ship in a couple days. So just like the production's a bit backed up, but thank you for that. We have, so those are the main ones right now. We have Days of the Week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday shirts in 7 different colors. So you can have 7 different colored shirts and pick and choose whatever colors you like. Some people want a white Monday shirt. Some people want a black Monday shirt. You can do whatever you like. There's only 3 colors for bucket, because I just
Because
didn't think other
buckets
colors
only
would
come
look
in 3
good.
colors.
Well, the shirt doesn't look as good with bucket. Like some of the colors they give you just doesn't look well with the illustrations. I was like, I'm not gonna force it on other colors just to, just cause. So anyway, it's on there. I think that's all the ones we have for now. But we're gonna be making some bookmarks, or not some bookmarks, but some greeting cards on there. Hitch has worked very hard on.
Justice for bucket,
This
absolutely.
is for bucket. I think everyone should be wearing a bucket shirt with no context. Don't even tell people, just wear it, and they're like, "Hey, what's up with bucket?" And you go, "Nothing, man. What's up with you?" And then you just keep going.
Sometimes you just wake up and you just think, bucket,
Bucket.
bucket.
And yeah, and of course, thank you for listening. Thank you for prescribing and subscribing. And Danny's on the interwebs doing voices and stuff. Danny, you want
I
to tell them all
am.
about that again, buddy?
Yeah, sure. So you could find me on Instagram under Danny Guarantee, where I work with the Creative Mafia. Today is Human Only Voices Day, so
That's June
happy Human
26th
Only
for those.
Voices Day.
Yeah.
You can go on. We just put out a whole bunch of shorts from MJ Hollow's book Defiance. Is the first book of a series for them, so we're very excited to get started on that. I'm a asshole motorcycle gang member, the son of the president, and I think love interest of the main character or something. But yeah, very excited to be working on that. It is a little raunchy, so if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anything else?
I got other stuff on the pipeline, but nothing you guys need to concern yourself with yet.
Yeah, don't concern yourself with it.
Don't worry about it. Just
And if
you're good.
you're looking to support the show further, we got a Ko-Fi. Go check that out. Fun and Sellers Network on Ko-Fi.
Yeah.
Fun and Sellers is the only thing on the internet that has that name. So if you type it anywhere in Google, it'll say you'll see everything.
Oh,
Literally everything. Nothing else will come up remotely competitive with Fun and Sellers. We've got that shit down. So if you want to see any and all things that we've ever done on the internet since it was
the internet
in like 2012, you'll see it. Just type in Fun and Sellers and it'll come up. YouTube channel, website, podcasts, fucking what else did we do?
D&D role player
D&D
stuff. Yeah.
stuff, fucking
We
products,
did
old
voice acting
sword.
video game stuff. Right?
Yeah,
Was
we
that on
did.
there?
There's such a. Want to go back and live down memory lane? I have a ton of stuff on YouTube under Fun Installers. Go look at that. You can email Fun Installers right now on Gmail, and I'll answer it. Like there's just literally Fun Installers everywhere. So if you want to reach out, there's tons of ways to do it. Please say hi. Please support us. We really appreciate it. And in the meantime, let's wrap this puppy right the fuck up.
Real quick, Hitch, do you remember what that product was called?
Oh God, no. It's don't help them. Don't help them. We don't need to. You know what? We don't want to advertise for them.
Oh no, don't worry. I'm just showing this to you, Adam.
You're not paying.
Everybody else can find their own crap.
Well, while Danny's looking to torture me with an ad, everybody please take care of your mind, take care of your heart. Most importantly, take care of each other, and we'll see you all next time. Please be good to yourselves. And hey, you know, if you need anything, give us a call sometime. Or don't. That's fine. Also,
As long as you don't be a piece of shit this year.
That's true. Definitely don't do that. Because if you're a dick, then we probably can't be friends. So just don't. Okay?
I do tend not to be friends with dicks. It's true.
Don't be a dick and try not to be a piece of shit this year. Danny, can you sing us out? Sing out that lyric for us. Use your beautiful singing voice and tell people to not be a piece of shit this year.
Okay. And so please try to be a good person and not a piece of shit this year. There you go.